attention here. We got an opening round match in the Nevada State title tournament. Last week on the program, we had 2 Nevada State title tournament matches with Nino Black advancing over Judah Matthew and Remy Marcel advancing over Nick Bugatti. But which one of these 2 men, Tresario or Hyperstreak, is going to make it in to the semifinal round?
Growing up, we didn't call it a Hyperstreak. We just called it a skid mark.
Hyperstreak talking about recently in an interview, hashtag run this. He wants to run FSW. The guy is known for his speed, and he wants to run his way all the way to a title. Does Hyperstreak. And for Tresario, you keep seeing him snap his fingers. And I talked to him about the snapping of his fingers. I said, what is that? What are you doing? It's a cadence thing. It keeps him calm, keeps him focused on the match. Sort of a tick that he has, but he likes it. He likes to keep himself with that Zen
It's like
mindset.
Vince McMahon Sr. with a stack of nickels.
Yes, very much like that.
It keeps his mind in the game, and that's what you need when you're dealing with such a man like Hyperstreak, who's constantly back and forth in just a ball of energy.
He pulled my tights. He pulled my tights.
Did you see that transpire?
I didn't see it.
Neither did I.
From the broadcast position here, it's a little difficult to see every nuance of this match, but I got to tell you, if Tresario said it, it probably happened. Not known as a complainer. He's known to prove it with what he does in the ring physically.
He might not be known as a complainer, but is he a compulsive liar? Because he might have made that up out of thin air.
That depends. Compared to me, not so much.
Side headlock takeover by Tresario. They're getting that cheap shot in on Hyperstreak. Hyperstreak putting up quite the fan reputation in FSW over the years. He has competed with some of the best people that FSW could bring in. Men like Davari recently. Look at that cradle. I'm sorry, he turned him over. The side headlock almost got it too. Look at that great escape at a Hyperstreak. Leveraging himself out. As this match progresses, should one of these men not put it away early, Hyperstreak will take some extreme risks to try and get the victory.
Well, that's exactly right. That's what he's known for. Some say he's as fast as a speeding bullet.
Is that copyrighted? Who meant that?
I'm not sure. Some say it.
Shoulder tackle out of Hyperstreak, showing that bullet-like speed off. Tresario goes over with the leapfrog, ducks a split second too early. That was his mistake. Hyperstreak just changing direction, knocking off Tresario's plan. Hip toss.
Hyperstreak on fire.
Stunted
only
splash.
2.
Yeah, stunted splash, only gets 2. Tresario retreating to the corner.
Man, Hyperstreak showing some of that martial arts background that he has. Those crazy kicks. I mean, look how fierce those are. Those kicks right to the chest, sucking out all the wind from the lungs of Steven Tresario.
Well, Tresario, though, catches that wild kick. Spins Hyperstreak, scoops him. Oh, man, what a combo. What a combo out of Tresario. And we talk about Hyperstreak's quickness. He didn't even see that coming.
Big elbow there from Tresario. I mean, Tresario, again, methodical, wants to slow down the pace of this match. It's a smart plan from him, too, as he's going up against probably the fastest person on our roster. And, you know, I like it. I mean, I look at Tresario as an intellectual professional wrestler, someone who does exactly what he needs to do, when he needs to do it. A veteran of the game, very smart, methodical, and impressive.
Not only do those chops sting, what the ultimate goal is of the chop is to knock the wind out of you. And I thought Tresario had done that to Hyperstreak, but Hyperstreak still in this fight. And he does the same to Tresario.
And for the cover there, only 2. You're going to need a little more than that to put away Tresario.
Yeah, but Tresario is retreating to the corner. But Hyperstreak not letting him create any space.
And he's not letting him snap. And when Tresario doesn't snap, his whole game's thrown off.
He learned from the Jets and the Sharks how to fight, but he's never met a man like Hyperstreak. And Tresario holds on. Jawbreaker.
Got it.
Tresario sacrificed the top of his head for that jawbreaker, and then springing up and hitting that drop kick.
Picture perfect drop kick right on the kisser. And Hyperstreak is slowed down. Hyperstreak might be out of this match. But there you see the heart.
Fans very appreciative of Hyperstreak and Tresario. They want Hyperstreak to win it, but Tresario might be winning some of the people over here.
Look at that submission maneuver by Tresario. He's able to pin the left arm in between his leg there, using his thigh to secure that left arm, and then sort of a camel clutch grip from the back of the neck there.
He's literally hammerlocking the arm, or was, with his leg, which is actually more pressure than a straight-up hammerlock while he was applying the other move. Credit to Hyperstreak for breaking at least the first part of the hold.
We talked about Hyperstreak's martial arts earlier. You got to wonder about his jiu-jitsu to be able to roll with a guy like that and get out of a submission. And now you're seeing the traditional pro wrestling clothesline over and over again. He's a house of fire as Hyperstreak. The fans love it. Look at that, just nimble right up to the top rope immediately. Using the balance on that turnbuckle. Standing up here. Big move, clothesline from the top. Will that do it? Got to get his body over and the shoulders down.
He's having trouble with that, though.
Struggling with it. Can he move on to the next round?
Oh! Wait, yeah, Tresario was limp, but the fact that it took Hyperstreak a little too long to roll over that carcass after he laid him out is why that wasn't a 3 count. Hyperstreak took his first high-risk move of the match. It didn't win it for him, but I definitely say it paid off.
Hyperstreak can smell that Nevada State Championship. He knows it's here. He knows it could be his. He's only a couple of fights away from being able to win that. And he is pumped up, man. He's got Tresario exactly where he wants him.
Tresario holds on to the tights, trying that O'Connor roll, but Hyperstreak holds on to the top rope, fires away with the elbows. Tresario was rocked, or so he thought. Lures Hyperstreak in. O'Connor roll, tries the double stomp to the back, jams his knee up.
Oh, man!
Release German suplex. Hyperstreak made sure to let go so that Tresario's neck and shoulders will be driven into the mat with extra impact.
Out of it, Jake. I don't know if he's coming back from that.
He's not!
Oh, Lord! Shining Wizard! And there could it be Hyperstreak's time? Yes, it is! He's moving on!
Hyperstreak, a man who has searched for a championship in FSW since day one, finds himself one step closer to claiming the Nevada State title. Will he finally wear a championship belt around his waist? We don't know what the future holds, but for tonight, Hyperstreak can definitely celebrate this first round victory.